All right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody. As we're getting set for the second half of our baseball doubleheader, we go from New York to Seattle. We cross the country. It'll be Game 3 of the Boston Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners. This series is tied at 1 game apiece. Congratulations to the Giants. They defeat the Braves 3-0. They sweep that series. And the Giants are now in the National League Championship Series. They'll play either Philadelphia or Chicago. That series is tied at 1 game apiece. All right, let's head out to Seattle for this one. The Red Sox and the Mariners tied at 1 game apiece here at Jammin' Sports. There's your lineups. Jammin' Sports presents Game 3 of the American League Division Series between the Boston Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners. Seattle took Game 1, Boston took Game 2. Game 3 tonight from T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Game 3 of the ALDS up next here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the first inning. Evil Dead's here. Your prediction's a little bit late there, Evil Dead. It would have been right on the money. Randy Johnson will be the starting pitcher for Seattle here in Game 3. This series is tied at 1 game apiece. Dustin Pedroia up next. He'll lead things off. The second baseman. That's how Davis is 17-0. Pedroia will lead things off. Johnson inside 1-0. Earlier today, the Steelers beat the Bengals 24-17 in football. And the baseball game that just ended, the Giants over the Braves 2-1. Pitches in there for a strike, evens it up at 1-1. The Giants win that series 3-0. Inside 2-1. So the Giants advance to the National League Championship against either Philadelphia or Chicago. Pedroia takes a big swing. Count goes to 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Outside 3-2. Full count. And the 3-2 pitch. Pops it up. First baseman Alvin Davis going over. Can't get to it in time. Neither can Ichiro. It remains 3-2. 3-2 pitch. Pops it up. Coming in, Griffey in center field makes the play for out number 1. Starting lineup for the Boston Red Sox here in Game 3. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. Wade Boggs, the third baseman, will be up next. We missed Evil Dead earlier. We're glad he's here now. Wade Boggs. First pitch is a ball. Count goes to 1-0. The third baseman for the Red Sox, Wade Boggs. And now the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. 1 out, bases empty for the Red Sox. 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Just outside. Count goes to 3-1. 3-1 to Boggs. 3-1 pitch. Boggs hits one out to Ichiro in right. And Ichiro makes the play for out number 2. 2 down for the Red Sox here at the top of the first. Jimmy Fox up next, the first baseman. 2 down, bases empty. Randy Johnson on the hill for Seattle. The pitch, down low, 1-0. Johnson trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. And that's outside, 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch. Up high, 3-0 to Jimmy Fox. David Ortiz on deck. And now the 3-0 pitch. And that's a shot right to the second baseman, Brett Boone, for the out. It's a 1-2-3 inning. No score here at Jam Sports. We go to the bottom of the first. Pedro Martinez, the starting pitcher for the Red Sox. Here in Game 3. Ichiro Suzuki will lead things off for the Mariners. Here in the bottom of the first, the right fielder facing Pedro Martinez. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Ichiro pops it up into right field. Manny Ramirez makes the play for out number 1. 1 down for Seattle. There's their starting lineup. Brett Boone, the second baseman, up next for the Mariners. Here in the bottom of the first. No score. In there for a strike, 0-1. 1 out, bases empty. The count's 0-1 to Boone. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. Count now at 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out on 3 pitches. 2 down for Seattle here in the bottom of the first inning. And now the DH, Edgar Martinez, will face Pedro Martinez. In there for a strike, 0-1. 2 outs, bases empty. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. Pedro mowing him down early. And now the 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. And now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Martinez pops it up. And Manny comes in right field and makes the play. And at the end of 1 complete, we have no score here at Jam Sports. We go to the top of the second. David Ortiz will lead things off for the Red Sox. Ortiz, the DH tonight, facing Randy Johnson. Outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. Rips it foul. Count goes to 2-1 to David Ortiz. 2-1 pitch. Ortiz right to the shortstop, Alex Rodriguez. Ortiz lines out to short for out number 1. 1 down for Boston here in the top of the second. Manny Ramirez, the right fielder, up next. Top of the second, no score, 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by Johnson. Down low, 1-0. T-Mobile Stadium here in Seattle. T-Mobile Park is what they call it. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Just outside. Count goes to 2-1 to Ramirez. 1 out, bases empty here in the top of the second. Outside, 3-1. Randy Johnson struggling a bit in the early innings. 3-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 3-2. Full count to Ramirez. And now the 3-2 pitch. Swung down the line, foul. Down the right field line, just hooking foul. It'll be a 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one off down the third base line. Count remains at 3-2 to Manny Ramirez. Three-two pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2 down. Ramirez strikes out. And now Ted Williams, the left fielder, will come up. 2 outs, bases empty. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Quickly 0-2 to Williams. 0-2 pitch. Williams fouls it off down the third base line. Count remains at 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Here in the top of the second. 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. That'll even the count. And now the 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off down the first base line. Count remains at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. At the end of 1.5, no score. Here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the second. Center fielder Ken Griffey Jr. will lead things off for the Mariners here in the bottom of the second. No score. Facing Pedro Martinez. The pitch to Griffey. In there for a strike, 0-1. Boggs, Garcia Pera, Pedroia, and Fox, your infield for the Red Sox. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, nobody on to Griffey. The 1-1 pitch. Griffey fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. One-two pitch. Griffey fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Big swing and strike him out. 1 down for the Mariners. Here in the bottom of the second. First baseman Alvin Davis comes up. 1 out, base is empty. Davis pops it up. Coming over in center field, Johnny Damon makes the play for out number 1. Actually, that's Jim Rice playing center field today. 2 down for the Mariners. Raul Ibanez up next. The left fielder. First pitch by Martinez in there for a strike. Counts 0-1. Ibanez out to center. Rice going back, and that's a solo shot home run by Raul Ibanez. And the Mariners take a 1-0 lead. That was a massive shot to straightaway center field. Let's watch this one again. He hit it to the deepest part of the park. He got all of that one. I mean, straightaway center. Mariners lead at 1-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Base is empty. A-Rod, the shortstop, up next. First pitch is a ball. Count goes to 1-0. So Seattle takes an early 1-0 lead. And now the 1-0 pitch. Rips it into left field for a base hit. Past Boggs at third. So A-Rod with a 2-out single. And now Dan Wilson will come up next. The catcher. 2 outs with a runner on first. A-Rod at first. Bowickle James here. I couldn't resist. The pitch by Martinez. Up high, 1-0. 1-0 Seattle here in the bottom of the second. And now the 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-1 on Dan Wilson. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. A-Rod at first. 1-1 pitch. And that's to Boggs at third. He'll throw to first for the final out. However, Raul Ibanez with a solo shot home run, and the Mariners take a 1-0 lead here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the third. Nomar Garciaparra will lead things off for the Red Sox. Down 1-0. Garciaparra, the shortstop. First pitch is fouled off. Randy Johnson still on the mound for the Mariners. Here in the top of the third. Mariners up 1-0. The 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off quickly. The count is 0-2 to Nomar Garciaparra. And now the 0-2 pitch. Just inside, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Pops it up. Griffey coming in from center field and makes the play for out number 1. Garcia Perez flies out to center. 1 down for the Red Sox. Jim Rice, the Boston center fielder, up next. 1 out, bases empty. Outside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. 1 out, bases empty for the Red Sox here in the top of the third. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Evens the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Rice right up the middle, a base hit. A 1-out single for Jim Rice. And Boston has a runner aboard with 1 out here in the top of the third, trailing 1-0. This one got past Johnson. Next up, Carlton Fisk, the catcher for the Red Sox. 1 out, runner on first base. The pitch to Fisk, in there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, he went around. Count goes to 0-2 to Fisk. Jim Rice at first base for the Red Sox. 0-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out for out number 2. 2 down for the Red Sox here in the top of the third. And now Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman, will come up with 2 outs, runner on first base. The pitch by Johnson, in there for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Jim Rice at first base. And now the 0-1 pitch. He went around. Yes, he did. Count goes to 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, runner on first base. And now the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out at the end of 2.5. Mariners lead it 1-0 here at Chapman Sports. Kyle Seager, the third baseman, will lead things off for Seattle here in the bottom of the third. Actually, it's Seager. Outside, 1-0. Kyle Seager. Pedro Martinez still on the mound. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He went around. Count goes to 1-1 to Seager. Mariners lead it 1-0 here in Game 3. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. Took a big swing and missed. Count goes to 1-2 to Seager. And now the 1-2 pitch. Just outside, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Up high, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count to Seager. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 1. 1 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 3rd. Let's watch this pitch again. Those were his pitches right there. And now this last pitch. That was in there. Ichiro Suzuki, the right fielder, up next, facing Pedro Martinez. That's a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. He went around. Strike 2. Count goes to 0-2 to Ichiro. And now the 0-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. 1-2 pitch. That hit him. And Ichiro will be awarded first base. It's a 1-out walk for the Mariners. And now the second baseman, Brett Boone, will come up. 1 out, runner on first. The pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 on the inside corner. Crowd didn't like that one. Counts 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Fouled down the third base line, out of play. The count goes to 0-2 to Brett Boone. Ichiro was stealing. He has to go back to first. And now the 0-2 pitch. There goes Ichiro. The throw to second base, not in time. A stolen base by Ichiro. And the Mariners now have a runner on second base with just 1 out. The count is now 1-2 to Brett Boone. The 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Up high, but he swung at it. Struck him out. He swung at some high heat. 2 down for the Mariners. And now the DH, Edgar Martinez, will come up for Seattle. Ichiro at second base with 2 outs. Mariners up 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Fouls it off down the first base line. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Ripped down the left field line, but foul. Count to Edgar Martinez goes to 0-2. With 2 outs, Ichiro at second. The pitch by Pedro. Struck him out. At the end of 3 complete. Mariners lead at 1-0 here at Chapman Sports. Go to the top of the 4th here in Game 3 of the ALDS. Wade Boggs, the third baseman, will lead things off for the Red Sox, facing Randy Johnson. And that's a base hit by Boggs to lead off the 4th inning. Down the third base line. A leadoff single for Boggs. And now Jimmy Fox will come up, the first baseman. Nobody out, runner on first. Up high, 1-0. Red Sox trying to get back in this game. Mariners up 1-0 here at the top of the 4th. And now the 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. Game 3. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. Davis back in the house. Good to see you, Davis. The 2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes to Jimmy Fox. Nobody out, runner on first. 3-0 pitch. Down low, ball 4. And now the Red Sox have runners at first and second with nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. David Ortiz up next. He's the DH for the Red Sox tonight. Facing Randy Johnson. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. One pitch. Up high, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to David Ortiz. They'll load the bases with a walk. Johnson's struggling here in the 4th inning. 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. You don't want to load the bases with nobody out. And now the 3-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Full count, 3-2. A strikeout here would be huge. Three-two pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 1. And now the Mariners can get out of the inning with a double play. 1 down for the Red Sox. Here in the top of the 4th, they have runners at first and second. And Manny Ramirez, the right fielder, up next. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Rips it right to the second baseman. Throws to first in time. But that's going to advance the runners. The second baseman, Brett Boone, knocked it down, stayed with it, and got Ramirez at first. But both runners advance. And now the Red Sox have runners at second and third with 2 outs. Ted Williams, the left fielder, up next. Up high, 1-0. Johnson trying to get out of the inning without giving up any runs. The 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at second and third for the Red Sox. 1-1 pitch. Pops it up, out of play. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch to Williams. In the dirt, 2-2. Johnson trying to work his way out of a jam. And now the 2-2 pitch. A ground ball right to Davis. He'll take it himself. And that'll end the inning. At the end of 3.5, Mariners are still up 1-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Center fielder Ken Griffey Jr. will lead things off for Seattle. Here in Game 3, the Mariners lead at 1-0. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. Pedro Martinez on the mound. Down low, ball one, count goes to 1-0. Thank you for spending your Labor Day weekend with us here at Jammin' Sports. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1 to Griffey. And now the 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. Still waiting for Corey to come on back. He was waiting for this game. 2-1 pitch. Up high. Well, on the strike zone, 2-2. Fans didn't like him. And now the 2-2 pitch. Rips it right to Boggs at third. He'll throw to first for the out. Griffey grounds out to third. One down for the Mariners. Nice defensive play by Boggs. Next up, Alvin Davis, the first baseman. 1 out, bases empty. In there for a strike, 0-1. Mariners with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Pedro Martinez on the mound. And now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. Game 3 of the ALDS between the Mariners and the Red Sox, tied at 1 game apiece. It's a best of 5. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? No. Count goes to 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Strikes out Davis. 2 down for the Mariners. Here in the bottom of the fourth. Raul Ibanez. He hit a home run. His last at bat. Back in the second inning. Down low, 1-0. It gave Seattle a 1-0 lead. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. The 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0. 3 balls and a strike. And now the 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. 3-1 pitch. Rips it out to right field. And Ramirez comes in. Manny makes the play at the end of 4 complete. Seattle up 1-0 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 5th. Shortstop Nomar Garcia-Pera will lead things off for the Red Sox, facing Randy Johnson down 1-0. In there for a strike, 0-1. Pops it up. Wilson makes the play. Garcia-Pera pops out to the catcher for out number 1. 1 down for the Red Sox here at the top of the 5th. Center fielder Jim Rice up next. The pitch by Johnson. Rips it right to A-Rod. He'll throw for the out. So Jim Rice grounds out to short. Alex Rodriguez makes the play. 2 down for the Red Sox here in the top of the 5th. The catcher, Carlton Fisk, will be up next. The pitch. He went around. Strike 1. 2 outs, bases empty for the Red Sox here in the top of the 5th. And now the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. Evil Dead, you're amazing. Outside, 2-1. You're like dead on every time. Evil Dead's back in the house. 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. The Giants defeated the Braves earlier tonight, 2-1. And they wrap up that series 3-0. The Giants are in the NLCS now. Fisk pops one out to left field. Ibanez at the wall makes the play. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Mariners up 1-0 here at Jammin' Sports. A-Rod will lead things off for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ibanez. I'll get it. Fouls it off. A-Royd. There you go. The count to Rodriguez is at 0-1. Pedro Martinez on the mound. Up high, 1-1. Game 3, the series is tied at 1 game apiece. The 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. From Australia, from the Outback. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Caveman dude. And now the 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And A-Rod goes down swinging for out number 1. And now Dan Wilson, the catcher, comes up. 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the 5th. Mariners holding on to a 1-0 lead. Up high, 1-0. The Steelers upset the Bengals earlier today, 24-17 in NFL play. And now we're focusing on baseball. It's in the video section if you want to check it out. In there for a strike, 2-1. I would have picked Cincy too. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. The Steelers have now won 6 in a row against the Bengals. They have their number. 8 of the last 9 as Wilson strikes out swinging. 2 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th. Kyle Seager, the third baseman, up next. 2 outs, bases empty. The Bengals just can't beat the Steelers. In there for a strike, 0-1. Yeah, he's throwing fire tonight. The only run came on a solo shot by Ibanez, however you pronounce that. Ibanez. I can never pronounce that. Counts 1-1 to Seager. In there for a strike, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Ripped into left field. Ramirez goes back. That's off the wall. It'll be a base hit. Wilson going for 2. It's an easy double. Ibanez. He hit a solo shot home run back in the 2nd, just straight away center field. That's the only run of the game. That one was nearly out. Hit the top of the wall. And now Ichiro with 2 outs and a runner on second base. Seager at second. The right fielder, Ichiro. Up high, count goes to 1-0. Oh yeah, he's a great hitter. Ibanez. I can never pronounce that name. I don't know why. Counts 1-0 to Ichiro with 2 outs and a runner on second base. In there for a strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Rips it right to the first baseman, Jimmy Fox, for the out. And that'll end the inning. Mariners still lead at 1-0. At the end of 5 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 6th. Mariners up 1-0. The second baseman, Dustin Pedroia, will face Randy Johnson. Pedroia down the line, foul. I can't believe they misspelled his name. And now the 0-1 pitch. Pops it up. Going back, Ichiro on the warning track. That one's gone. We've got a tie ball game. Dustin Pedroia with a solo shot home run. We're tied at 1. That'll tie the game up. Let's watch this one again. Got all of that one. And we're tied at 1. Here in the top of the 6th. Wade Boggs, the third baseman, up next. Up high, 1-0. Randy Johnson has just not been dominant tonight. Not like he normally is. Even though the Red Sox only have 1 run, he has struggled. His defense is keeping him in it. The 1-0 pitch popped up to the shortstop, A-Rod. Makes the play for out number 1. 1 down for the Red Sox. Here in the top of the 6th, Jimmy Fox, the first baseman, up next. The pitch by Johnson. The chicks call you that too? It'll be a ball. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. He worked his way out of a bases-loaded jam last inning. And now the 3-0 pitch. Ball 4 and 4 pitches. Fox is aboard with 1 out. Here in the top of the 6th. And now the DH, David Ortiz, will come up for the Red Sox. Boston's already tied it up this inning. Still don't know where Corey is. He was here during the Braves game. In their first strike, 0-1. He was asking about the Mariners, and I said they're up next. The count's 0-1 to Ortiz. 0-1 pitch. High in the air. Out to Ibanez. It's going to drop for a base hit. Coming around. They're going to score. Jimmy Fox scores from first base on Ortiz's double. And the Red Sox take a 2-1 lead. My sinuses are still playing havoc with my voice. Allergies. Manny Ramirez will come up next, the right fielder. That'll be a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Evil Dead and I are rooting for the Mariners. But the Red Sox lead it 2-1. 1 out, and Ortiz is at second. The pitch up high, 2-0. Murphy and Ray warming up with the bullpen for Seattle. And now the 2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. Johnson's really struggling tonight. He's not been himself. The 3-0 pitch. In their first strike, 3-1. One out, runner on second, 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. The Red Sox now have runners at second or first and second with 1 out. And now the left fielder, Ted Williams, will come up. There goes the runners. It's a hit and run. It's a base hit. They're coming around. The throw home, not in time. As Ortiz scores. And the Red Sox take a 3-1 lead. Ted Williams with an RBI single. A big inning for the Red Sox. And that's it for Johnson tonight. He really struggled. Let's see who the Mariners bring in. Luis Castillo will come on to pitch for the Mariners. Boston now leads at 3-1. They've scored 3 runs this inning. Still just 1 out with runners at first and third. Nomar Garciaparra, the shortstop. Outside, 1-0. A walk would load the bases. Seattle got out to a 1-0 lead, but the Red Sox have scored 3 here in the 6th. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. 1 out, runners on the corners. Outside, 2-1. Nomar Garciaparra, the Red Sox shortstop. Two-one pitch. It's a ground ball to Aaron. They'll turn 2. They get the double play. That'll end the inning. However, Boston gets 3 runs, and they take a 3-1 lead here at Chapman Sports. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Second baseman Brett Boone will lead things off for Seattle. It is. Pedro Martinez on the mound. Red Sox up 3-1. First pitch is a ball. Count goes to 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled it off. Count evens up at 1-1 to Brett Boone, the second baseman. The series is tied at 1 game apiece, but the Red Sox are up 3-1 here in the 6th. Fouls it off down the third base line. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Struck him out for out number 1. 9 strikeouts for Pedro tonight. And now the DH, Edgar Martinez, to face Pedro Martinez. 1 out, bases empty. Fouls it off, 0-1. We're live from T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Game 3 of the American League Division Series. The series is tied at 1 game apiece. Red Sox lead at 3-1 here at the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Down the third baseline, foul. Spaniards do bizarre. Yeah, bizarre stuff, yep. And now the 0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, 2-2. This is the second half of our baseball doubleheader. The Giants beat the Braves 2-1 earlier to advance to the NLCS as Edgar Martinez strikes out for out number 2. 10 strikeouts now for Pedro. So the Giants will face either the Phillies or the Cubs in the NLCS. The Phillies and Cubs are tied at 1 game apiece. Griffey Jr., the center fielder. It's in there for a strike at the knees. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike two. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Seattle down 3-1. Griffey Jr. at the plate. 0-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out. At the end of 6 complete, Red Sox up 3-1. Here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 7th. Center fielder Jim Rice will lead things off for Boston. They lead it 3-1. Luis Castillo on the mound for the Mariners. In there for a strike, 0-1. If I was a Spaniard, I would want Castillo as my last name. It just sounds cool. Fouls it out. Count goes to 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2 to Jim Rice. And now the 0-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, somebody out, base is empty. 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. Rice hanging in there with a 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch. Did it go around? No. Full count, 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, a leadoff walk for the Red Sox here in the top of the 7th. The bottom seems to be falling out for the Mariners here in Game 3. Carlton Fisk, the catcher, up next. The Yankees should be there. The Yankees did not make the playoffs. They finished 3rd in the AL East. It's a ball outside, 1-0. There goes the runner. And he's safe. Jim Rice still second base. The pitch was a strike. The count goes to 1-1. But Jim Rice got a good jump. No, they finished 3rd. They missed the playoffs. How can that not be true? The count's 1-1 to Fisk. 1-1 pitch. It's a ground ball to Boone. He'll throw to first for the out. That will advance the runner down to 3rd base. Back in the 6th inning, here's what Pedroia did. Hit a home run. And now Pedroia to face Castillo with 1 out here in the top of the 7th with a runner on 3rd base. In there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike. 1 out, runner on 3rd base. And now the 0-1 pitch by Castillo. In there for a strike, 0-2. La Vidra. And now the 0-2 pitch. High in the air. Ibanez can't get to it. That's going to score a run. And the Red Sox take a 4-1 lead. It'll be a base hit for Dustin Pedroia. And the Red Sox take a 4-1 lead. And now third baseman Wade Boggs will come out with one out, runner on first base. In there for a strike, 0-1. So the Red Sox have moved out to a 3-run lead here at the top of the 7th. Oh, 1 pitch, up high, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first base. 1-1 pitch, fouled it off. Count goes to 1-2 to Boggs. And now the 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Struck him out for out number 2. 2 down for the Red Sox. Jimmy Fox, the first baseman, up next. Facing Castillo. The pitch up high, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch, down low, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, runner on first base. And now the 2-0 pitch by Castillo, up high, 3-0. The count on Jimmy Fox is 3-0. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. It'll be a 2-out walk. And now the Red Sox have runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. David Ortiz up next. He's the DH. Bullwinkle James here. Couldn't resist. Ortiz at the plate with 2 outs. Outside, a walk below the bases. Fox at first, Pedroia at second. Counts 1-0 to Ortiz. The pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first and second. The 1-1 pitch. A ground ball down the line, foul. Count now at 1-2 to Ortiz. One-two pitch. Down low, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. 2-2 pitch, up high, 3-2. We got a full count. You don't want to load the bases with Manny up next. It's a loaded lineup for the Red Sox. 3-2 pitch. A ground ball to A-Rod. He'll throw to first in time. However, Dustin Pedroia with a home run. And the Red Sox take a 4-1 lead here at Javits Sports. I misspoke. Pedroia with a base hit and an RBI. Alvin Davis, the first baseman, will lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pedro Martinez on the mound. First pitch is a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Seattle down by 3 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. Here in Game 3, the series tied at 1 game apiece. The pitch by Pedro. Up high, 2-0. Jansen and Martin warming up in the bullpen. Reminds me of something. It's an anniversary today. I'll go over it in a second. Count goes to 2-1. It's the anniversary of the season finale of The Fugitive back in 1967. High in the air, Jim Rice comes in and makes the play for out number 1. On this day back in 1967, The Fugitive, starring David Jansen, aired its season finale. 78 million people tuned in to watch it. That was back when there was only 3 channels. Or, I'll try this again. Raul Ibanez. The count's 1-0. 1 out, bases empty. Up high, 2-0. Ibanez. I don't know why I can't say that. The pitch by Pedro, the 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Count goes to 2-1 to Ibanez. I just got to keep saying it. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. 1 out for Seattle. Bases empty. Here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-1 pitch. He went around. Strike 2. Count goes to 3-2. Gracie's here. Say hi, Gracie.
Hi.
Evil Dead's now here. She missed you earlier. 3-2 pitch. He went around. No. It'll be a walk. In Seattle with a runner on first with 1 out. A-Rod will come up next. The shortstop. The pitch to A-Rod. Fouls it off. Strike 1. 1 out for Seattle. Ibanez over at first base. Seattle down by 3, trying to get back in the game. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 to A-Rod. We're in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 pitch. Pops it up. Ramirez comes over and right and makes the play for out number 2. 2 down for Seattle in the 7th. And now Dan Wilson, the catcher, will come up. 2 outs, runner on first base. The pitch by Martinez. Ripped past the first baseman Fox. A base hit. Ibanez coming around. Are they going to send him home? They are. He's safe. Wilson ends up on second with a double and an RBI. Rips one down the first base line past Jimmy Fox. And it's now 4-2 in favor of the Red Sox. And Kyle Seager, the third baseman, up next. 2 outs, runner on second base. Seager rips one. Out to left field. And Ted Williams makes the play. However, the Mariners score a run. The Red Sox now lead at 4-2 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 8th here in Game 3. Manny Ramirez, the right fielder, will lead things off for the Red Sox. They lead at 4-2. Luis Castillo on the mound. Up high, 1-0. Boston trying to take a 2-1 lead in the series. The pitch inside, 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch, down low, 3-0. The winner of this series will play the winner of the White Sox and the A's. And the White Sox currently lead that series 2-0. White Sox playing well lately. 3-0 pitch. On the low outside corner, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Full count to Manny Ramirez at 3-2. Here in the top of the 8th. Red Sox up 4-2. 3-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 1. Ted Williams, the left fielder, up next. 1 out, bases empty here in the top of the 8th. In there for a strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Fouls it off, 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. Ted Williams at the plate. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. High in the air, out to Ibanez, who makes the play for out number 2. 2 down for Boston here in the top of the 8th. Shortstop, Nomar Garcia-Pera will lead things off. Actually, with 2 outs. Ibanez. That's what I said. Down low, 1-0. Ibanez. And now the 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. 2 outs for Boston. Misty's back. Say hi, Misty. Hi. Gracie's here too. Say hi, Gracie. Hi. It's now 3-0 to Garcia-Pera. Here it comes. There it is. She gives a thumbs up. In there for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. He spells your name too. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. No, he spelled it right. It's a 2-out walk for Garcia-Pera. And now Jim Rice will come up. 2 outs, runner on first. Arizona. They throw to first. Garcia-Pera back in time. Boston up 4-2 here in the top of the 8th. The pitch, high in the air, out to Griffey in center. Griffey comes over and makes the play. At the end of 7 1/2, the Red Sox lead at 4-2 here at Javits Sports. Kenley Jansen, the new pitcher for Boston, as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Here in Game 3, the series is tied at 1 game apiece. The Red Sox lead at 4-2. Ichiro Suzuki, the right fielder, will lead things off for Seattle. Let's see if the Mariners can tie it up or take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Jansen on the mound. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1 to Ichiro. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. I want to give you all a heads up. Tomorrow we'll be on at noon Eastern. We'll be on an hour earlier. Noon Eastern, 11 my time, 9 Pacific. We'll have 3, maybe 4 football games tomorrow afternoon. 0-2 pitch. High in the air. Out to Jim Rice in center field. Makes the play for out number 1. 1 down for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 8th. Second baseman Brett Boone. Do 7, don't be wimpy. I want to get some baseball in tomorrow too. One out, bases empty. Boone at the plate. Up high, 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox up 4-2 here in Game 3. Red Sox trying to take a 2-1 lead in the series. It's a best of 5. That'd be a commanding 2-1 lead. The 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch to Brett Boone. Boone was always a solid second baseman. In there for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. 2-1 pitch. In the dirt, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Boone. 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the 8th. 3-1 pitch. He went around. Full count at 3-2. We're at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Game 3 of the ALDS. Red Sox up 4-2. 3-2 pitch to Boone. Take your base. Ball 4. There'll be a 1-out walk for Boone. And now the tying run, Edgar Martinez, will come up to the plate, the DH. Facing Kenley Jansen. They throw to first, Boone's back in time. Martinez waiting for his first pitch. They throw to first again. Boone back in time. Martinez, the DH, in there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Rips one into center field. That's going to drop. A base hit coming around. And they're going to hold him at third. Brett Boone goes down to third base. Edgar Martinez with a single that moves Boone over to third. And now the Mariners have runners at first and third with 1 out here in the 8th inning. Rice couldn't get to it in time. And now Ken Griffey Jr. He's the go-ahead run. 1 out, runners on the corners. Down low, 1-0. T-Mobile Park in Seattle. They're hoping the Mariners can come back. The count's at 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. A walk below the bases. Grove and Blyer warming up in the bullpen for the Red Sox. The count's 2-0 to Griffey. A base hit would score a run. The 2-0 pitch. Rips it foul down the third base line. Count goes to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Runners on the corners. Seattle down by 2. Trying to rally here in the 8th. Two-one pitch. Down low, 3-1. A walk with low the bases. Three balls and a strike. Three-one pitch. It's a base hit up the middle. It's going to score a run. And heading over to third base is Martinez. An RBI single by Ken Griffey Jr. And it's now 4-3 Boston. Still just 1 out. He rips one right up the middle. And now Alvin Davis, the first baseman, comes up. Still one out, runners at first and third. Edgar Martinez at third base now. And that's a base hit. We have a tie ball game. Is he safe? No, he's out at third. Griffey gets thrown out at third base. However, Alvin Davis gets the RBI single. Griffey Jr. got greedy, and he got thrown out at third. Nice throw by Ramirez. But the Mariners have tied it up. And now John Schreiber will come in to pitch for Boston. The game is now tied here in the bottom of the eighth. The Mariners have rallied for 2 runs here in the bottom of the eighth. Here we go. Raul Ibanez in there for a strike. 0-1. Ibanez. Counts 0-1. He had a solo shot home run back in the second inning. 2 outs, runner on first. Outside, 1-1. Alvin Davis at first base. Fouls it off down the third base line. Count goes to 1-2. We're tied at 4 here in the bottom of the eighth. Big swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. We're tied at 4. We go to the 9th here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 9th inning here in Game 3 of the ALDS. Carlton Fisk, the catcher, will lead things off for the Red Sox. Luis Castillo still on the mound, outside 1-0. All right, we got high drama in Seattle now. We're in the 9th inning tied. Down low 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch to Fisk. In there for a strike, 2-1. The Mariners have tied it up at 4 here in the top of the 9th. The 2-1 pitch inside, 3-1. Three balls and a strike to Carlton Fisk. 3-1 pitch. Up high, he went around. Yep, 3-2. Full count to Fisk. 3-2 pitch. Rips it foul. Count remains at 3-2. Top of the 9th in Game 3. Series tied at 1 game apiece. Game tied at 4 apiece. 3-2 pitch. High in the air. Out to Ibanez, and that is gone. And we're no longer tied. A solo shot home run by Carlton Fisk. And the Red Sox take a 5-4 lead. Wow. A solo shot by the catcher Fisk. And the Red Sox retake the lead here in the top of the 9th. Unreal is right. Still nobody out. Let's watch this one again. Over the left field fence. Over at the snack bar. And now we have a new pitcher, Penn Murphy, for the Mariners, comes out. We're in the top of the 9th. Red Sox up 5-4. And now Dustin Pedroia will come up. Rips it foul, strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. The Mariners tied it up in the 8th, only to have Carlton Fisk hit a solo shot here in the ninth to take a 5-4 lead. And now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off quickly, 0-2 to Pedroia, the second baseman for the Red Sox. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead here at T-Mobile Park. Game 3 of the ALDS. Outside, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases empty. The 2-2 pitch. High in the air. Ibanez in right field or left field makes the play. 1 down. 1 out, bases empty here in the top of the ninth. Third baseman Wade Boggs will come up, facing Penn Murphy. In there for a strike, 0-1. Brash and Ray warming up in the bullpen for Seattle. Evil Dead doesn't like the Seahawks, but he likes the Mariners. I'm trying to figure that one out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. Oh-2 pitch, up high, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. The 1-2 pitch to Boggs. Swung and struck him out for out number 2. 2 down for the Red Sox. And now first baseman Jimmy Fox will come up for Boston. Here in the top of the ninth. Red Sox up 5-4. The pitch by Murphy fouls him off. It'll be 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count quickly, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. 0-2 pitch. A ground ball to the third baseman, Seager, for the out. We go to the bottom of the ninth, but Carlton Fisk, a solo shot, gives the Red Sox a 5-4 lead here at Jammin' Sports. Lefty Grove. Now that's an old-timer there, Lefty Grove. Maybe Evil Dead can tell us when he played. I think it was back in the 10s or 20s, the 1910s or 20s when he played. Alex Rodriguez will lead things off for the Mariners, down by a run. See if the Red Sox and Grove can close them out. In there for a strike, 0-1. Lefty Grove, I think, is a Hall of Famer, if I'm not mistaken. And now the 0-1 pitch. Popped him up. That may drop. It's going to go foul. Ted Williams couldn't get to it in time. Counts 0-2 to A-Rod. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out for out number 1. Seattle down to the last 2 outs here in Game 3. Red Sox trying to take a 2-1 lead in the series. Dan Wilson, the catcher, up next. Outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch.
Outside, 2-0. We've got time tonight. I might do another football game when this is over. Why not? 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. I think it's the Browns and the Patriots up next. That's what's on the schedule. 3-0 pitch. Rips it foul. Count goes to 3-1 on Dan Wilson. One out, base is empty. Looking at the schedule here. Yep, it's Cleveland at New England. That's a strike. We got a full count to Dan Wilson at 3-2. 3-2 pitch. He draws the walk. A one-out walk. The tying run is at first base for Seattle. The winning run will come up to the plate. Kyle Seager. Seager can end the game with a home run right here and win it for Seattle. Boy, comes Jay Muskie. Seager facing lefty Grove. One out, runner on first base. Seager pops it up, out of play, 0-1. Seager can end it right here. Oh, 1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. Tying run at first. Winning run at the plate. The 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2. Kyle Seager, the third baseman. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. We'll have the Browns and the Patriots. We'll have football after this. We have time to get a game in. 1-2 pitch. High in the air. Out to left field. Williams going back. And he makes the play. Oh, so close. 2 down. Wow. And now Ichiro will come up with 2 outs. Ichiro is now the winning run at the plate with 2 outs. Can the Red Sox hold on? Or will Ichiro be the hero? That was so close by Seager. Here we go. Ichiro. Outside, ball 1. Lefty Grove. When did he play, Evil Dead? Lefty Grove. Can you look it up for me? The 1-0 pitch. That's a base hit. That's going to the wall. They're going to come around. He's going to score. And we have a tie ball game. Ichiro with a triple and an RBI. Ichiro comes through in the clutch with a triple. And the game is tied at 5. And now Brett Boone, he can win it with a base hit. Ichiro's at third. If they can get a single here. Outside, 1-0. The Mariners can pull this one out. We're tied at 5. 2 outs. Ichiro at third base. If not, we're going to extra innings. The count's 1-0 to Boone. In there for a strike, 1-1. CGM's in the house. Blyer and Hoke warming up with the bullpen. We'll have the Browns and the Patriots after this. The 1-1 pitch. Down low and inside, 2-1. The winning run is at third base. Ichiro at third. 3-1. Mariners tried to pull this one out in the bottom of the 9th. We're tied at 5. 3-1 pitch. It's a walk. Not really. It's well ventilated though. Now Edgar Martinez comes up. 2 outs, runners at first and third. All the Mariners need is a base hit, and they win the game. Facing lefty Grove. Martinez pops it up. That's going to drop. And the Mariners win it. Edgar Martinez with a base hit with 2 outs, scoring Ichiro from third. And the Mariners take game 3 by a score of 6-5 over the Red Sox. And Seattle takes a 2-1 lead in the series. Show, go online to theshow.com. So the Mariners take a 2-1 lead in this best of 5 with a 6-5 win over the Boston Red Sox. Up next, NFL football. It'll be the Patriots and the Browns. Right here at Javits Sports, it's Up Next. Yes, football's next. The Patriots and the Browns.